Chelsea versus Brentford. How does Chelsea draw against a mediocre team like Brentford? Chelsea beat Brentford 3 times this season. They beat them in the Premier League, they beat them in the Carabao Cup twice. But what happened? Chelsea were beaten 4-1. I blame this on the 4-3-3 formation. Normally Chelsea comes with a 3-4-3 formation, but this time they came with a 4-3-3 formation. With Aspi as a right back, Alonso centre back, Thiago and Rudiger. The midfield was where now the entire problem came from the midfield. I totally blame this on Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He was so rigid. He was playing a DM. The midfield was just open. It was open like anyone could just walk. It's like an open gate in the house. Anybody could just walk in, or an open building somewhere in town. A gate somewhere in, an open door is in some town building. Everybody can just walk in, walk out the way what. People are walking in, walking out like they're entering Surrey Centre and leaving. It was so open. Mason Mount and Kante, instead of playing in the positions number 6, number 8, they were busy in front, leaving Loftus-Cheek behind. Loftus-Cheek was so slow, he was not defending the counter-attacks. Brentford were playing a 3-5-2 formation. When they were attacking, they were 7. When they're defending, they were 10. They were changing their formation in each transition. Chelsea, on the other hand, they were playing all deep inside, leaving only Thiago Silva and Rudiger. Loftus-Cheek was busy inside, looking for a goal to score. They left the rear side totally open. 4 counter-attacks. Brentford lifted the ball over the Chelsea wall, and Mbemba, he ran with Christensen and another new German under 21 international, and they ran the Chelsea defense down. They passed him, and Mendy, I think Mendy was physically tired. I don't think he'll play the next game against Real Madrid. He was scored 4 goals. Every time Chelsea play after the international break, they go on the pitch sleepy, lazy. Another thing I can put this blame on is on Tuchel. Why didn't you put Jorginho and Kovacic in the midfield? You could have changed the formation. You could have put Kovacic, Jorginho, or Kovacic, Kante, and then put Alonso as a right wing, left wing back, as James the right wing back, and then in the center he puts Timo Werner as a left wing, Lukaku as a striker, and Ziyech as a right wing, because these 3 have chemistry. This Brentford, Kai Havertz was too weak. They were pushing him around. They were bullying him in the half. He could not even do anything. At least Lukaku had that big physicality. He would have pushed the defenders, bullied the defenders. He would have scored some goals, because last time he played, he did score goals against Brentford. But this is a major tactical change, and they should just get rid of this Loftus-Cheek. He's absolutely useless. He cannot play as a DM. Why was he put as a DM? Because he's so rigid. He was not playing with the defenders. He was leaving the defenders exposed. The DM is supposed to be, you're supposed to be close to your number 4 and number 5 as a DM, as a number 6. He was leaving them exposed. And Mason Mount and N'Golo Kante were too deep inside, playing as wingers or strikers. Mason Mount is a number 8. But he's played so much as a number 11 that he's forgot to play as a number 8. And this is how Chelsea lost 3 points. And now Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal, they're already number 4. And if Chelsea go on losing like this, from number 3, they'll become number 4 and probably number 5, number 6. Because this EPL is so watertight, there's no time to lose. It's either you play or you don't show up at all. Or you accept number 5, number 6, or number 7. Because for the top 3 race, people are hungry for that position. People are breaking legs. People are not sleeping. People are breaking bones to get that position. Players are putting their lives on the line, and these guys are just sleeping on the job. Look at Liverpool and Man City. They've not lost a single game. And even Man City at least lose 1 game a season. Chelsea have lost 5 games this season. For them to be number 1 is impossible. They can play well in all competitions like FA Cup, Carabao Cup, UEFA. They'll win. Those are competitions they can win. But when it comes to EPL, sorry. Chelsea does not have the balls to win Premier League because they're not consistent at all. Today they'll play 3 games and they'll come and lose 2 games. And that's not the way you play Premier League. Premier League, you have to win every game, every step you take, it has to be a winner. And that's something Chelsea does not have. They had a shambolic performance. There was no attack from the left-hand side. It's like a body had a stroke. Only right-hand side works, left-hand side doesn't work. Alonso was not performing, left-hand side. Mason Mount was not performing. N'Golo Kante was not performing, he was on the left-hand side. Timo Werner was not performing, he was on the left-hand side. So Chelsea was like a body of someone who has a stroke. Only right-hand side is working, left-hand side is not working. Timo Werner cannot dribble. He cannot pass. He cannot shoot. Whenever he had a ball in a threatening position, he was giving it up. He was being bullied by the defenders. Kai Havertz was just sitting there. He had no passes. When he left, even Lukaku, when he came in, he had no service. It was absolutely shambolic. Very bad performance. And I don't know what Tuchel is going to do. Because they face Real Madrid. And if they play like this, the way they played against Brentford, who are number 15 in the league, mediocre team, what happens when they play against Real? When the likes of Benzema, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., if they're going to play like this, they might as well not show up. No, just don't show up to the game. Just cancel it because it's going to be absolutely embarrassing. There'll be Shaggy and 10 goals, 10-0. It's very poor performance by Chelsea. Is it the problem with the sanctions or the players who had too much partying in 2 weeks? They forgot because even Tuchel was saying they only had one day of training. So what were they doing for those 2 weeks? Partying, traveling. That's not the way you do it. If you have a 2-week break, you have to be in training 3 days before the season starts. They had 1 day of training. 1 day, and you're going against Brentford. Brentford probably had 1 week of training before they faced Chelsea because they had to win this game to avoid relegation. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.